Hello, everyone. Hola, mis amigos. You're listening to Oh My God, Hi, Hijo de Dios. Hola. With me, George Lopez. Porque, ¿sabes qué? Let's do the show. Porque I got a lot of things to do. I gotta go to that dry cleaner ahí. My kid fell. Se pegó la cabeza. I gotta go get some Neosporin Paul.
You know what George is?
Oh, I'm sure he's around here somewhere.
What's his name?
George.
Lopez.
George Lopez.
Oh my God!
OMG.
OMG! Hi!
Oh my God, hi.
Cut through the jargon and make investing easier with SoFi. Visit SoFi.com/OMGHigh to learn how you can win up to $1,000 in stock when you open an account. That's SoFi.com/OMGHI. Thanks to our sponsor, Medterra. They craft trusted, effective, and accessible CBD products that support deeper sleep, relaxation, and relief. Go to medterra.com/OMGHI and enter code OMGHI at checkout for 30% off and free shipping on your first order.
From what I can find, Swamp Ass, on Urban Dictionary at least, made its debut in 2002.
I heard Jim Brewer do it.
Let me see if I can find
A long
that.
time ago. I think before 2002. Jim Brewer, if you're out there, come and do our podcast. You know who Jim Brewer is?
No,
He's a good dude,
baseball
man.
team.
Funny. Man. What brand is that?
Little tequila. We got some
Is that
Cuervo.
Cuervo Especial?
Yes.
God damn, I keep hitting this.
watch it.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
I bent my cigarette. I took it off.
One of the cases I worked on
If you
years
squeeze
ago.
a cigarette, smoke comes out, believe it or not.
Oh, for real?
That's fucking crazy.
That's great.
Years ago, one of the cases I worked on ended us in.
Are you allowed to talk about cases
Yeah.
that you worked on?
Yeah, nothing's going to be divulged. We went down there and we were in Guadalajara. And matter of fact, Kiki Camarera, he gave us an informant to help us out. And he took us out in the village one day and they pulled guns on us.
Wait a minute, hang on. Did you know Kiki Camarena?
Yes, I did.
Did you know him before he was a DEA agent?
No, I knew him when he was a DEA agent. We used him, met him on a personal level. Then we started working. We did a couple of cases, a couple of things together. He was trying to talk to me. Last time I saw him was about 2-3 months before we got kidnapped. And he was trying to talk me into leaving the sheriff's department, joining up with the DEA. And I said, Sean.
I think you might have made a good move there.
No.
Kiki Camarena, for people that don't know, was a DEA agent for the United States who was working in Mexico or in Colombia.
He was working in Guadalajara, Mexico.
And he got kidnapped by the
consulate.
cartel
Yes.
right off the street.
Right off the street.
In front of the embassy, I believe.
Across the street from the embassy, right
There you go. How does a guy that doesn't read know all that shit?
I'm
You
looking at
know all this
Wikipedia and
shit.
it's like you're reading it off the page.
And then
You never cease to amaze me.
this poor guy suffered an insurmountable amount of torture that, I probably shouldn't say this, was never retaliated by the USA against whoever the perpetrators of torture to an American citizen, but also to an American law enforcement official, a DEA.
Yeah.
And if the cartel wants to come after me, I live at 7271. No, that's Ann's house. No, I'm just bullshit. So no, it's not. But you know, if we did it to one of them, they do it to one of us. So, you know, I'm not sure what was resolved. I think they found his body, and he had a wife and everything. I'm sure.
They found his body.
I'm sure he was a good guy, and just was, you know. Those guys were ruthless. They were brazen. Took him from across the street of the American embassy in Mexico.
They have a. It's terrible what they did, and the United States actually semi-kidnapped the doctor that was giving him medication to keep him alive, just so they could torture him more.
Man, I didn't.
And he got released over here because by law, they said it was an abduction. So they had to release him over here, and he went back to Mexico. So they couldn't charge him with anything.
Okay, so I'll continue. Sorry to interrupt you. Continue the story.
Yeah, no interruption.
And then what? And then what were you saying? The case? You didn't get to the case.
Oh, the case. So we went to the place. They pulled guns on us, and went back. Told Key, I said, "Hey, what stopped them from actually killing us out there?" He said, "Absolutely nothing. You must be a good bullshitter." And I talked my way out of it. Next day, we go back and we're looking for this kid again, but only now I know it's like going to they tell me right here in L.A., okay, the guy you're looking for is in San Diego. So you go down to San Diego, take a 2.5-hour drive. You get down there, you find him. No, he's not here. He's actually in San Luis Obispo.
Oh,
No.
wow.
So the center point being Guadalajara. So we went out here to the little village, adobe huts, everything. I mean, campesinos, the old flag, no electricity, no nothing.
Yeah, the old like dirt street
Yes.
and dirt living room. Yeah.
And so we come back to Guadalajara, and they said he's over here in Tequila, Jalisco, where they have the oldest tequila factory in the world.
And it is what the Cuervo factory?
Jose Cuervo factory. And so I went there, but only this Tequila Jalisco had a little, they had roads, they had paved roads, they had a church there. And I said, okay, the Mexicans are into the church.
And in the church was the Virgen de Guadalupe dressed in an agave plant.
So I went in and talked to the priest. I said, listen, Padre, we went by, I know what house the guy lives in. His uncle says he's over here. I drove by there. There's a relative out there watering.
Dude, damn.
So
I would be afraid already.
the priest said, okay, well, you go away, come back in 2 hours. And I'll go talk. I said, he's not going to jail. He's in no trouble. We just want to talk to him. Please, that's all we want to do. The priest goes, we go. Our informant takes us to the Jose Cuervo factory, which is right outside the little town there, and told them that we were official government officials, and this was a big. So they
you
took
guys
us on
got
a
all
tour.
fucking rompidos.
Oh, they did. We got samples all along the way, everywhere we went.
I gotta go over there.
And then when we got done, they gave us a box with bottles in it, personalized for us.
Wow.
And time's up, so we go back to the priest, and the padre says, he's not here. He's back down in San Diego. And I said, okay, padre.
He was
here.
in it too, huh?
I said, here's money. Here's for the church. Here's for the church. Thank you very much. We got back in the car.
And he
Foreman
said-
says, what do you want to do? I said, let's go back to that house. He's here. The priest is lying. And so we go back to the house, got to the sister. She says, no, bottom line, she couldn't say because her mom told her not to say anything. Yada, yada. I said, go bring your mom. Find your mom. Bring her here right now. No, none of them did over there.
Okay, I gotta check.
I know.
It's tradition.
So the mother comes back. I start talking to the mom. I make mom cry. I'm telling her a story. Mom starts crying. She says, okay, you and you alone can come with me right now.
And he was in the house?
He wasn't in the house. He was up the street behind an alley back. And
But he
so-
wasn't. He was exposed. He was just hiding behind.
He was hiding
wasn't
in the
in somebody's
room.
house.
Yeah. So I told my partner, the guy's name was Corky Johnson, who's now deceased, from El Monte Police Department. I said, if I'm not back in 30 minutes, go get Kiki and bring the army.
Fuck.
30 minutes. So we go. I tell the driver, 30 minutes.
But you know what? You gave yourself a lot of time. You could have said, if I'm not back in 5 minutes. Because they're gonna, right? I think
Yeah.
you gave yourself way too much time.
I
to-
gave
to
him what
call-
I
to
needed
sound the
time to
alarm.
work.
Yeah, they'll
I
do
needed
it
time to
quick.
work my stuff, So I went down there, went back, crossed the street, down behind houses, in the alley. We get to this one little room, pulls back a curtain, there he is sitting down.
Man.
Start talking to the guy, explain everything I wanted.
What'd you ask him?
I asked him if he remembered the date, remembered everything that happened, and what he had done. It was either kill or be killed. He was here in El Monte. Two guys come up to rob him. They pull a gun, they shoot. He reaches down, he's got a gun underneath his seat. He returns fire. He kills one, the other guy runs. So it's self-defense, and the guy that ran away is guilty for the murder. So we want to prosecute. We know who he is. We want to prosecute him. We need this guy to identify him, and then we'll have the case. So he does everything. Mom believes me now, and everything's good. And she's inviting me back. Next time you come back, I said, I told you I don't want to take him now. When I come back next time, maybe we will want to take him with us. But we'll pay for everything. We'll do everything.
Was he an informant?
He wasn't an informant. He was a
He
victim
just had
in our case.
information. Yeah.
He was a victim in our case. But only in Mexico, you kill somebody, el que pegue paga. So there is no self-defense. You killed somebody, he thought he was dirty, and he wasn't.
Okay.
So
He was using the rules, the laws here, not there.
he was using the laws of Mexico, thinking he was guilty, and he wasn't. And so I told Mom, I said, okay, let's just go call the other guys. Tell them, bets off. I'm still here. I'm alive. We go back. Mom's hugging me. She's crying. By the time we're done, we get in the car and we go back, and we're done. We got the information we needed. He couldn't identify the suspect, so it was no good. But we did everything we could to identify him.
We're gonna have to cut like 80% of this story. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I hope not. That's just badass.
I'm just No, I'm bullshit. It's riveting.
So that's it. We went back.
And sometimes when I ask you if she had big tetas, you can say yes. I mean, every time you say no.
If you ask me somebody, I'll be honest. I was telling Pearl the story.
Right.
I was telling Pearl the story the other day. I said the first thing I was talking about my old partner, my female partner. Yeah. And I said, and she knows her. And the first thing he says is, as always, does she have big tetas? She already knows that's
all right, that's good. I like that.
So it's not bad. It's not bad.
That was like when, because I was used to getting, this is how things change. I was used to getting messages from wives or girlfriends in the 80s and 90s was like, please, every time you go out with my husband, he comes back, he drives where he shouldn't be driving. So after that, I thought every message that I get from wives would be bad. But actually, they've been good. One day, Mr. Van Halen and Mr. Edward Van Halen, Janie Van Halen sent me a message, and it was in the morning, and it said, from Janie Van Halen. And I was like, oh, man, here it comes, man. Like, here it comes, Edward is, he doesn't want to tell you this, that maybe he doesn't want to play golf, maybe he feels a little pressure, whatever, because, musicians, everybody. And she says, I can't tell you how much I love that Edward is out. It was always Edward, that Edward is out. Right. He gets up the night before he lays his clothes out. Like anybody who loves golf or loves anything, you lay your clothes out.
Yeah. Sure.
And it was one of the best things I've ever seen. Because, it's like, whatever he did for a living, it's just golfers. Like, that's why I'm wearing golf clothes right now. I'm going to play after we get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like that. Like, you have something in common with somebody.
Sure.
That their wives even appreciate that. Here's somebody that, and there's a lot of people that you don't even have to be famous, but don't leave the house. A lot of elderly people too. So what's the number again? I got another one. Did anybody call from yesterday?
We have a couple new callers, but nothing specific.
Oh, yeah, because it hasn't aired.
Yeah, it just came out today.
So there's a lot of people who spend a lot of time inside their homes alone, whether it's because they don't have the funds or they don't have the friends. Okay? Funds and friends. So I think in this podcast, I have a lot of ideas. None of them ever fucking work out, but I have a lot of ideas. So we're going to start to create a section called Funds and Friends. If you're out there and you don't have any friends or you don't have any money, that we will have a party twice a year at Steven's Steakhouse, and we're going to invite funds and friends. But you can't lie and say you don't have any friends. I'm going to go to your house and smell your house. And if your house smells like pat or patulo, patas en culo, you can't. That's a combination. You cannot. Not even Febreze. Fucking on Febreze can it says not effective on patulo, patas en culo. That we will have a party for people who don't have anywhere to go. Do you know that one time this lady in Reno? I was doing a show in Reno. This lady was gambling by herself, and we sat at the table, and I said, "Are you by yourself?" And she says, "It's my birthday, and I don't have any friends." And let me tell you. Did she have big tetas? Yeah.
Yeah.
She did. And they were hanging low. So we gambled, and I took her to the club. This is when my show first started. I was in Reno. And we danced, and we had a great time. And I gave her money after, and she said, this is the best birthday I ever had. So nobody should be alone. And I know right now in these times that people are alone. Like, I'm alone a lot, but I live in it's a wonderful house.
You live in a haunted house.
I live in a haunted house, but as long as they leave my guitars alone, I'm all right. And my porn, no, the porn's on the computer. I don't even look at porn that much anymore. When you're viejo, you can't see. When you have to put fucking reading glasses on to look at porn, your fucking Wessel's next thing. I'm like, who's screaming? And it's a dude. I'm like, oh, que la chinga. Because you're like, I put my glasses on, it's a guy getting rimmed. And I'm like, that's not the sound that I make when I got rimmed back in the early 19 fucking hundreds.
I'm still stuck on
the first coal mine.
Patulo.
I got rimmed. The last time I got a rim job was the first coal mine in West Virginia. It was 1861. Myself and Winston T. McGuire
There's still a plaque up.
and his old lady.
I'm sorry,
rimmed me.
brother. I got a tattoo of an arrow on mine, and it says exit only.
Yeah, but they had to check to see if the door's open. That's the language. All right. So where else were we? That was it?
That was it. You know,
So part of your job as a detective here was to go to wherever, like you went to Mexico as a detective of Los Angeles? The sheriffs?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
You can follow up on a case wherever it takes you. I mean, I've had guys go to Thailand. I've had guys go to Taipei
And who pays for that? The police department?
County. Sure.
So people want to know when we can have Alex Villanueva on the show.
I'd love to have him on is hopefully before June. Eh?
I think
Because June's primary.
we're almost there.
So we
can
need
you
to get
call?
him-
Can you call him and ask him?
Sure.
And then I'll call him. But he wants to do it by Zoom, so we can do it by Zoom.
Okay.
Wherever
what-
I am, if I'm not here, I'll do it by Zoom.
Okay.
Or yeah, I'll do it by Zoom. Because the way my schedule is, and all the things that I can't, because I'm in New York and Atlanta and then here, and it doesn't make sense to come back here. But if we're gonna do it by Zoom, then we can do it by Zoom, right?
Yeah, if you're able to do it by Zoom, we'll 100%.
And that haircut, who cut your hair? Who cut your hair?
My barber.
A barber or a stylist?
Barber.
Yeah, it looks like a fucking barber cutter.
Thank
Right,
you.
Aaron?
Thank you.
Look at that fucking thing. That shit's like some
I didn't
like some Stripes hair.
He
You know,
didn't put any
remember
gel in
Stripes?
today.
and Bill
Yeah,
Murray?
Right now,
That's
he's
fucking
reminding me of my
Harold
daughter
Ramis.
when I'd walk in with a new pair of shoes. She says, "Look, dude, tell me that's the other half of buy one get one free when you buy that pair of shoes." I mean, he's not appreciative.
Do you
of
have Velcro on your shoes yet? No.
No,
When there's two straps like little kids?
no.
I think they should make shoes for old people that have Velcro that light up so you can find those motherfuckers. Let's say one has dementia.
I do have a pair of shoes where they look like they're tied. There's no Velcro. You just slip on into them.
Oh, yeah, that's next.
That's what's up. Yeah.
That's next.
That's
Yeah.
it.
So let me ask you a question. With the rise in crime after the pandemic, like especially the neighborhood I live in, but I think we can easily say all over the United States or all over the world. I don't know where people listen to this podcast. What can people do to make themselves feel safer in their home? Because a lot of people want guns, but you fired a gun at somebody and so a gun's been fired at you. Not everybody has the disposition. Everybody can own a gun, but not everybody has the disposition to be able to fire a gun under a circumstance that they're not familiar with, right?
That's right.
If somebody's shaking your fucking back door and you're inside and you're a single mother or you're a dad and you're sleeping or whatever, you're an elderly person, what is their best option at that point?
You know, it's difficult to say because number one, in life, if you panic, you die. So you have to
That's true.
Try to remain calm, try to keep track of your own senses, number one. If it's you got kids with you, then you're going to do anything you can to protect your kids. My wife is she's an introvert, she's peaceful, she's everything. Don't mess with her kids, because like a mama bear, she's going to be all over you.
Do you think that Pearl, if you weren't home and somebody was rattling the back door, you think she's able to defend the home?
If she's by herself, she'll cower. She'll hide, she'll do anything because she's in fear. If her kids are with her, she's going to do anything
I get that, yeah.
to protect the kids.
I get that, yeah.
But if not, then she's going to be panicking. She's one of the ones you got to get yourself together.
Does Pearl know how to handle a weapon?
No,
Okay.
she's afraid of guns.
And if she dialed 911, what would she? Well, not her. I don't want to say that. But what would somebody do if that was happening to somebody who maybe because it's usually somebody that's close. So let's say somebody worked nights, and that neighborhood or whoever knew that during the day they most likely would not be there, but maybe they had a day off and they were sleeping, and somebody comes and tries to break in their house. What does that person that's in the house do?
Just try to remain
Is that a
calm.
good question?
Oh, yeah.
Do they scream out like, "Hey, somebody's in here, motherfucker! Like, get the fuck out of here!"
You make noise, just like that bear, that lion, make noise. As long as when people come into your house, when they're doing that, what they're expecting is the element of surprise. When you surprise somebody, they're not prepared for you. But If you go
But
up
if they
to
have a weapon and you don't,
it
they're
doesn't matter.
prepared
If
for
they
you.
go up to that door and they expect nobody there, and then all of a sudden you say, "Get the fuck out," or "What do you want?" I'm on the phone with the cops.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to stick around. They're going to run. They're going to leave you alone.
So, I don't know. Are you saying that people shouldn't arm themselves, or are you saying that can you fire a shot into your own house, into the overhead of the?
I won't say either one because so many doctors and people, you know, they say rapists. Okay, you know, when Richard was raping people, when this stuff was going on, all of a sudden you see on the news a lot of self-defense classes. You know, how to do this, how to protect yourself, how to stomp on a foot, do
They
this.
show a lady. They show a lady where the guy has a clay verga. It's on Instagram, right? So the guy has a. Can we post it? It's a clay verga, and he has her at arm's length, and then she makes a move and she bites the tip of his clay dick off.
Wow, what
It makes me want to buy a clay dick.
So,
but that's what they're teaching self-defense. Like if a guy
sure,
puts their dick in your or a man or a woman, if somebody has you and they say suck my dick or I'll kill you, if their dick is in their mouth, I think you have the advantage at that point.
yeah, but the problem is Richard himself said if they put up a struggle, he killed them. If they didn't put up a struggle, if they acquiesced to what he said, they lived. So what side of the fence, you know, one side's telling you fight, the other side is telling you give it up and save yourself.
Yeah.
And so you don't know until you get the guy there at your house what he...
Or also you could fucking hide, I guess. I don't know.
Sure.
I've never had anybody in my house, but, you know, I wouldn't know what to... You know, most people aren't prepared for that even. If you come home and you're with your kids and you say, this door wasn't unlocked when I left, and there might be somebody in your house. So
That's
I'm saying,
that's
how do
happened
we...
at my house. That's
Yeah.
happened at my house. My wife called me up when I was at work, said, hey, somebody came through the window. Somebody's been in our house. We haven't gone inside. And I said, well, then, goddamn it, call the cops. She said, well, I'm calling you. I said, no, I'm at work. Call the local station. Have them go down there. And
Do the police show up if you... We talked about this. Do the police show up if you call 911?
Yeah.
You know, they do?
Yeah.
I don't know, man, because, you know, there's so many... I mean, I don't think there's enough officers to cover wherever anybody is. You know how they have those independent police departments? Like the ones that came out during the George Floyd thing where the guys were coming out with either green outfits or black outfits with no badges and no names.
Oh, right.
In vans and throwing people in the van.
Yeah, those were
terrifying.
feds, I believe, at the time.
think
That's
that's
what they
what
were
the word
alleging.
was.
Somebody who
They
is a
were feds.
rapper said to me, sent me a message saying, yo, man, don't be outside, or if you know anybody that's downtown, tell them not to be outside after 10. They were fucking shooting people and throwing them in a van, they said.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't know. During riots, you know, during tumultuous times like that, dialing 911, you may be down to, you know, somebody else may be needing emergency help prioritize over you. But during normal circumstances, and I can't speak for the Los Angeles Police Department because they seem to have a little lengthier response time than we do. Sheriff's Department still has a good response time. There's still enough, and they still roll.
So you're saying that the LA Sheriff's Department is better than the LAPD?
I'm not saying they're better. I'm just saying they have a good response time.
Well, I think that's better. Let's say you're a runner and you get to the finish line before the LAPD, you have a better response time than the guy that's running behind you.
You just mean you may have two Gordos behind you.
No. But do you think that people, because every time people make 911 calls, they always say like, hi, there's someone in, maybe they should say, my name is George, there's somebody in my fucking house right now, it's Monday, it's 2:30 in the afternoon, I'm afraid, and if anything happens to me, I'm calling you to say there's somebody in my fucking house.
They're going to roll code 3. I'll tell you that right now. They're going to respond right now.
Okay, so people should do that instead of being like, hi, there's someone, please. There's someone in here.
All you should do is call and tell the truth. And if there's somebody in your house, if you're panicked, that's what you need to do.
I think that's right, Grant?
Yeah.
The person that cut your fucking hair next time you say, hi, there's a barber in my house.
I do think he was on mushrooms.
I
at
was
the time.
expecting
he was
a
talking a lot about
stylist.
mushrooms.
All right. Are we taking phone calls?
Yeah, you want to do some voicemails?
Yeah. What's liquid death, by the way?
Liquid-
Is that just water?
Yeah, it's water.
Everybody that sees this shit, I think maybe kids. Let me see the thing. Maybe kids have been yelled at by their parents that say, "Hey, don't be bringing that shit in this house." It's called liquid death,
the way-
and it's just—is it carbonated water or just water?
They have both. So this is a carbonated and with a flavor. That's mango chainsaw, which is my favorite. But they also have
Mango chainsaw.
They also have regular.
Let's give it another shout out to the gentleman. Are you Art?
at Raul Arts.
At Raul
on
Arts.
Instagram.
All right, give me another shout out. Give me another shout out. Throw some more in there.
He's been putting out some great stuff.
So this guy
Dodger
goes
stuff.
to the Angeles forest and cuts a fucking tree down and does that. The vatos destroying the fucking environment and drawing también los dos.
What a great guy.
Is that what he's doing?
I don't know where he's getting his wood from.
Yeah, I don't know where he gets the wood.
I know where I
but
get
he's-
my wood from.
Big tatas.
Usually from 70s porn. I get harder at vintage porn than I do porn of these. What about you? What about you, Grant?
I'm a modern day man.
I get hard. What about you, Aaron? Oh shit! What about you? What about you, Gil?
He does.
I get harder at the women from the '70s with real tetas and no tattoos.
Yeah, yeah. I'm there
I'm
with
from
you.
the day where you couldn't have an arrow to your culo saying exit only. When I used to watch porn, no girl. They all had their teeth. They all didn't have fucking tattoos, or guys didn't have pecs. Peter North, that took a shoot from here to fuck the McDonald's over there and Victory and Burbank. And he didn't have any enhancements, just a big fierro.
That's all you need. He does all the. He's doing new Dodger stuff. It's just phenomenal stuff. I see it on Instagram all the
No,
time.
I mean, is that pencil he did it with, or is that,
Yeah, I
is that
believe that's pencil.
squirrel droppings?
No, that's
I
pencil.
believe pencil. Yeah.
No, it's amazing, man. It's amazing. He did an amazing job.
With all the jargon flying around, it can be hard to figure out how to start investing. Getting your money right is easier with SoFi, the first investing platform to offer stocks, ETFs, automated investing, and cryptocurrency too, all in one app. I have an account on SoFi. I love getting to use it. It's a really simple interface, easy to use. Helps me understand the stuff that would otherwise be difficult to understand. And we're fans of it over here at OMG High. Whether you're eager to get started with investing or you already know the ropes and want to diversify your portfolio, SoFi has your back. There's no commissions on trading stocks and ETFs, plus no account fees or hidden fees. You can use fractional shares that start as low as $5 to buy brand name stocks, even if you don't have a couple of grand lying around. And there's complimentary financial planners who are ready to help you with any questions, whether you're stuck on where to start or need help deciding what to do next. And you can even save for retirement with traditional, Roth, and SEP IRAs. Cut through the jargon and make investing easier with SoFi. Visit SoFi.com/OMGHigh to learn how you can win up to $1,000 in stock when you open an account. That's SoFi.com/OMGHI. Brokerage and active investing products offered through SoFi Securities LLC, member FINRA SIPC. Medterra was founded by a group of friends passionate about bringing CBD to those who love it most. If you haven't heard of CBD, it can promote relaxation, sleep, and a slew of other products. We really like Medterra here at OMG High. They have a bunch of great products. They have stuff like the hemp-infused Manuka cream, on-the-go pain relief roll-on that helps balance your skin, your body, your mind, all three. They've got great sweets, gummies for sleep. Their full-spectrum deep sleep gummies are really great at helping you get that sort of deep restorative sleep that we all need. I hope you're getting your 8 hours in out there. And, my life is so busy, it can be really hard to just take the time for these sort of self-care things. But Medterra makes it easy. So, we like it. We'd recommend it to our friends. And that's exactly what we're doing here. Their industrial hemp products are grown in America and is U.S. Hemp Authority certified. All products are third-party tested, non-GMO, and contain organic ingredients and are grain-free. OMG High listeners get 30% off and free shipping on their order with Medterra. Go to medterra.com/OMGHigh and enter code OMGHI at checkout. That's medterra.com/OMGHigh and enter code OMGHI at checkout for 30% off and free shipping.
Speaking of that, I was watching on TV. I was watching one of your concerts yesterday.
They still
or
run
today.
those?
Yeah,
Those are
and
vintage.
This was from I believe it's San Antonio, where the guy had a tattoo of you on his
Eric
arm.
Estrada.
Yeah, no, he had
me on his arm,
Yeah, and you said, "Do you have one of Eric Estrada on the other one?"
and he did.
No, he said he didn't.
Oh,
Yeah, he didn't, and you went off on
I
Eric.
said I would fucking
Yeah.
tear your arm off him.
Exactly. It was funny, but it was nice to have.
If people don't know the Eric Estrada story, which it doesn't matter. In 1978, I asked him to shake my hand. He walked by me, and since then I've had a vendetta against him. And now it's whether he dies first or I die first.
Have you ever met him in real life?
I met him in real
since
life.
Then?
Yeah, and if he wants to throw chingazos, I'm ready. Eric Estrada, if you're out there, next time I see you, we're going to fucking throw some fucking chingazos. I think you know that, and I know that.
818-533-1843.
I'm going to knock those fucking veneers right down your fucking goddamn guy. Mr. fucking day old bread. If somebody saw him at Ralph's on fucking Coldwater, Ventura, buying day old bread. You might want to wet it too, since you're not going to have any fucking dientes when I see you, eh? Like a fucking bird.
Throw on headphones here.
Oh, yeah. No, go ahead. Go. Do it.
Did you want to?
I don't want to fuck with my hair.
We could translate.
Oh, no,
You can go over
but
the
you have it
outside.
on your hair, so why don't I have it on mine? You're not worried about messing your hair up. How come viejas don't want to come in here and like blow us, eh?
I don't know. I believe they should.
They don't do that anymore.
Well,
Back in the day, man, if a guy, dudes were on, man, there was a guy that was on the radio in San Diego, and that dude, I think his name was like Willie Winkle or some shit.
Well, no
that
wonder.
dude was blowing he was getting blown by everybody. Even my cousins out there were listening to Y100 or something, and they would just go over there and blow him and come home with a T-shirt. All right, let's hear what it is. I think that was his name, Willie Winkle.
All right, well, that I know where to start.
Little Willie or some shit.
Hi, George. This is Lisa Rivera.
What about
I'm
Gil?
a big fan of yours, and I
Wait
feel like
for
we
it.
have a lot in common from our childhood to liking true crime and ghost stories. I have a lot of those. Please give me a call. I know I could change your life. And they always say, like, people can't make you happy, but I could definitely not make you sad. Give me a call. Thank
She
you.
didn't say
Bye.
nope.
Oh, better
That's not
ask.
hey, you know what?
She did
That's not
not.
the way to get to my heart. If you want to get to my heart or my heart on, I shouldn't say that because it never gets hard. If you want to get to the skin tag or my heart, you have to leave your measurements. I'm old school. If I was an attorney and they said we have a potential new client, and I would say, "Does you have pictetas?" And then the guy would say no, and I would say, "I'm not taking any new clients."
Objection.
Well, there you go.
I'm like the dude. You see that guy, the Big Con?
No.
On Apple, about a guy that was an attorney in North Carolina or Appalachia or somewhere, and he became a huge attorney, and he started to rip off the Social Security system. You should watch it. I think you'd like it because they have to track him down after it's like 4 episodes. You'd like it.
It's called The Big Con.
The Big Con. All right, so let's hear another one. That one's a pass, by the way.
Okay. Sorry.
Nothing about her, just because.
No way to answer.
Listen,
She ain't gonna make you happy.
She won't make
Can
him
we hear
sad.
it again? Can we hear it again?
Yeah,
like that voice is fucking sad already.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get to someone's heart, you have to say, "Hey, George, my name is Lisa. Listen, I don't know what you like for breakfast, but I like fucking rim jobs." Eh?
I'm a big fan of yours.
See what I mean? All right.
I don't know if you heard that from the top.
Yeah, I heard that.
Hi, George.
I'm not
This
trying to
is
be with
Lisa
fans.
Rivera.
I'm trying to be with people that eat oil. Next. All right, next.
All right.
I'm telling you, now that I had a day of rest, I'm different now.
Yeah, you're good. You're good,
I'm good.
brother.
I've been good
yourself.
for,
The tequila
for most
helps.
of my life, for the last 15 years.
All right. Let's see. All right. Next up.
Fuck, I didn't hear the goddamn beep.
I like him already.
For the language.
Is that you, Gil? Calling
for the
yourself?
show. Oh my god. Hi.
I think this is about those.
George.
This
you kill
This
it
is about those
every
got
week.
motherfucker in the
You bring the
freezer.
most energy. But the boy Gil? All right. So I love the show. I know you have so many projects
Who is
going
that?
on always. But
That's me.
I just want to know, would you be open to bringing Mayan on the episode, or do you not want to cross those boundaries, even though you do work together professionally?
That's probably Mayan's fucking manager.
Not too sure, but I know that episode would be killer.
Mayan was on with us one day, wasn't she?
No, she was here one day.
She
No,
was in
no.
here, but she
You
wasn't.
know what, man? You know what? I would not be opposed. I would be opposed to bringing Mayan in here, and the only reason is
You would be.
I would because of the people that I run into, and there was somebody in Atlanta that was helping me. There was somebody where I've been filming that was with me that said that they love the show because it's the freest. I think this is the freest expression that I have in anything that I do. Not in the sitcoms, not even in stand-up. But for this genre of podcast, I don't think about what I'm going to say. I just say it. And there's no place in my career where I do that. And I think you and I got along great. We've always gotten along great. And that's why I think for whatever, I never ask even how this show is doing. But I wouldn't bring her in here because I wouldn't want to expose her to something that I think that is a little premature for her. Like, she doesn't need to be in a place where the criticisms are higher. I don't look at the criticisms anywhere on any social media. I really don't even look at social media anymore. But you know that the criticisms, when you're not used to getting them, are a little eye-opening because of what people focus on, right?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. I laugh at the criticism, most of them now, because of my age and where I'm at and what I've done. And if that's all they've got in their little world, they've never had a fucking job, they've never done this. Do you want
me to tell you what the worst tweet I ever read was?
What's that?
Yes.
Somebody said, I fucking hate you so much that I would go back in a time machine to when your mom was pregnant and stick a coat hanger up her and abort you before you even had a chance to be born. Signed, Gabriel Iglesias. No. But that was a real one, though. I don't know Gabriel Iglesias. So I don't know. If we, I don't know if we don't like each other, but you know.
That is pretty nasty. I've received some nasty ones like that. You know, since
like
all this shit happened. Yeah, I really have. But I just laugh at them. You know, I'm happy where I'm at in my life.
Here's the thing about that is that if you are, I mean, think about how many breaths that we get to draw as humans, and if that you're taking time out of your life to send something to somebody that you don't even know, but that you're angry at somebody you don't even know, it's almost like going into what would I go into I mean, where wouldn't I go? I mean, think about some place you wouldn't go into and say to somebody, how dare you run this place the way you run it? And you never even been there or know what it is.
Sure. That's why I just laugh.
Yeah, you have to laugh. But if you're out there and you're hating on people or hating on friends or whatever, I mean, that's really more a question for yourself.
Yeah,
like, you know, that guy that attacked Dave Chappelle. The guy that attacked Dave Chappelle had like a gun knife. Have you ever seen that thing?
No, I've never seen it. I saw it on the news.
Is that a new thing? Was it a gun or a knife?
It looked like it was a knife, you know, in a gun.
How does a gun masquerade as a knife?
Simulated. You push the button and the knife comes out.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It was a replica gun that could eject a blade.
Yeah, you can't.
Now, why would somebody fucking have that? That's like a fucking novelty fucking.
It is. It's a novelty, but you can't be busted with a gun. Looks like a gun. There's a difference in holding. You know, if you have a loaded weapon, and you have something that looks like one. That's really a knife. There's a big difference.
All right. Well, you know, the whole. I'm not sure how many times it's happened. I guess it only happened twice because if it's happened more times, then we'd have heard about it. Will Smith hitting Chris Rock, of course, and the guy that attacked Chappelle at the Hollywood Bowl. So I was on TMZ. They asked me when I landed from the place I was at, and I said that the Hollywood Bowl lacked security. I love the Hollywood Bowl, but where that guy fucking jumped up was literally like 2 feet, 3 feet, man. Yeah. When you're in the front row at the Hollywood Bowl, you're literally you could reach out and touch somebody. So that guy, first of all, fuck Hollywood Bowl security. How did that guy get that into the Hollywood Bowl? He didn't throw it over the fence and meet it on the other side.
Yeah,
exactly.
He had to have gotten it through the metal detector. So that's the bigger question, as opposed to why. And if he would have wanted to hurt Dave, he could have, because he would have had the knife out.
There it is.
Yeah. There you go. He would have had the knife out instead of just tackling him. He could have stabbed him in the stomach. He could have hurt him, you know, and he did not. So that's you know, a blessing on that side.
Now Chappelle is saying he's upset because Gascon ain't filing felony charges against him.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I thought that.
I saw that too. Yeah.
They filed misdemeanor. It went to the city attorney, Mike Fuhrer, because Gascon refused to file a felony. So now it'll go to.
And what do you think it is? Is it felony?
Without knowing the intricate parts.
What are the intricate parts?
Did he get that blade open? Did he have his hand on it? Did he rush him with the intent? You have to know what his intent was.
Okay, so if he had that weapon but the blade wasn't out, that's a misdemeanor?
Yeah, you got to, there's got to be some kind of intent to show what he intended to do with that. Just because he has it doesn't mean he's going to use it. So you have to have.
He did not. I don't think he had it in his hand. I think he still had it in his possession.
Yeah, just possession.
So I think that maybe might be it.
That
if you have it tucked in your waist or whatever, but you don't eject the knife.
Exactly.
Yeah. So your intention, if it's in your waistband, was not to use it, because even if you had it in your hand, but the knife didn't deploy. What's that? Fucking deploy? Yeah. That.
Were you in the Army?
I was in the KISS Army. And I bought the comic book that had the blood in it. All right, what's the next one?
All right.
Oh my God! Hi.
Man, the people that listen to this show are fucking gotchoing.
Arkansas. My question was, do you have a bucket list? Like, is there anything that you haven't done that you really want to do? That's not, a question for you and everybody else in the room as well.
You don't know anybody's name?
I appreciate you taking the message. I hope to hear from you guys.
What's that guy's name? Alan? That motherfucker sounds like Alan. What's that guy's name? Alan?
He says it at the top. I forget. Let's see.
Oh my God! Hi. So, G-Lo, my name is Shane.
Shane. Hey, how come nobody can say, oh my God, hi, the right way?
People.
Oh my God, hi. But I appreciate it. So, Shane, on my bucket list would be to slow dance with your mom. No.
Does she have big tetas?
And rubbing cuerno. But she might. I don't know. What's on my bucket list?
But yeah. And it was an open question, so Gil, if you got something too.
When I was in Dallas, the Fran, God rest his soul, who was the guitar tech to Paul Stanley and Kiss, who passed during the COVID thing, asked me if I wanted to introduce Kiss in Dallas. You wanted the best, you got the best, the hottest band in the world, Kiss. And I said yes, and then right when he handed the microphone, I fucking went blank, so I handed it back to him. But I think I would like to introduce Kiss at a show, because they've been my favorite band in the world, and they're on their end of the road tour. And I went to Paul Stanley's 70th birthday, and Dave Grohl was there, who was awesome, and so was Taylor Hawkins, God rest his soul.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate loss, man, of Taylor Hawkins. Yeah,
that's brutal.
Man, that's a brutal loss, man, for music. So, for Dave, in two bands that you lose a couple of guys.
Oh, I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah, it's awful, man. You know that, right? You have guys that you're with, and then one guy leaves, and it's just like it's never the same.
And he's been there since the beginning, right? With the Foo Fighters.
Yeah. So I will want to say that this guy Ernie Ariano, who was my first friend, my first friend ever. And the guy I named Ernie Valente after in my first show passed away in kind of like mid-April.
Yes.
And I was doing, what was I working on that? I was working on something that I decided to kind of take something to sleep, but most of the day, most of the day. And then my friend Arnold called me at like 8 p.m. and I was really in the middle of my sleep, and said to me that he had passed maybe a couple hours before that. And I've had a pretty rough life emotionally, but I cried like body shaking thing by myself.
I remember speaking with you shortly thereafter your notification.
And that night, I think Ann came over, and we talked a little bit. She knew Ernie, and then, I couldn't sleep. And then about 3:30 in the morning, I drove back to where I grew up, and I went through the streets, through where we had been together and where we had kind of met each other and all the stuff like that. And man, it gives you a sense of time. You know, like I mean, it doesn't really matter how long somebody thinks they're going to live. It's already maybe predetermined or not, depending on what you believe in. But to lose a friend who was actually my first friend ever has been incredibly difficult. And if you look at, I think it's maybe associated to my ghost stories, but I've had a lot of people leave in the last 7 years that have been very, very painful. But I think that in doing this, it makes you appreciate things because we do this in the moment. This isn't like recorded and it isn't done later. Right. That it makes me appreciate this more. So yeah. I mean, yeah. All right. Yeah.
Beautiful thing.
God bless him.
I'm grateful.
And I'm godfather to his son, so
God
I will assume the duty of.
I remember receiving a phone call. You had been out 3:30 in the morning and tell me you'd driven the streets, and I just wish I'd have been there driving you around. Save yourself.
You know what? I wish you had been there driving me around.
I'd have driven you anywhere you wanted to go, but I remember you calling me later that morning, and it was tough. It was tough. It was tough for me. I felt sorry for you because you're my friend. Anytime anybody hurts, intentionally, unintentionally. But anytime your friend hurts, you hurt.
Yeah.
And so I was hurting.
But the thing that he and I had our differences, toward the end of our lives. But the thing that I never thought about until he was gone was that he was the guy that came to me and gave me the things that are still in my life. He was the guy that said, "Let's get a guitar," and I have a guitar with me. This is like almost 45 years later. He said, "There's a guy in Kennedy High School that's doing stand-up that got written up in Kennedy High School in 1979. You and I should go to the Comedy Store and you should do stand-up." And we went May 5th, 1979. Cinco de Mayo was on a Saturday. Anybody could check it out. And we went to go see, I think we saw Yakov and Tim Thomerson and Danny Morrow, who I ended up putting on my show. Danny Morrow became a mentor to me. I put him on my TV show almost 20 years later, more than 20 years later. And then he was the one who had on TV at his house, and we went to go see Richard Pryor at his house. I didn't have it because he was in San Fernando, I was in Mission Hills. So he said, "Come over and let's watch Richard Pryor live in Long Beach." So he turned me on to Richard Pryor. And then he was the one in 1981 that said, "Let's go golf." So I'm golfing later today. So that guy, whether he was around at the end, which he wasn't so much, but he had his own life. He had his own woman and his own life. That guy was with me at a point where he had his mother and father, and he had sisters and brothers, and I didn't. And that guy was still my friend. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That shit's around.
It's okay, brother.
Yeah.
And you still got friends.
Yeah. But back then, it's like I'm alone all the time, and that guy who had all those people still came to my house. That's what I'm saying.
That's a friend.
That's a friend.
That's what I'm saying. All right.
That's a friend, brother.
That's great.
What's in this? All right, next one.
That's all the time we have for this one.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a good way to end it.
Thanks for that, George.
And I wasn't really crying enough. I was fucking. That's how good an actor I am. And scene.
Such a pro.
Cut.
All right. So, keep calling in, leaving voicemails, 818-533-1843.
What are the voicemails? Which one? The Lonely Hearts Club? Our own Lonely Hearts Club? What did we decide?
Oh, Friends and Fun.
Friends and Fun. You don't have any friends? Well, have some fun, right? I think we're going to see a lot of fucking people with some psoriasis up to some fucking dry skin.
Let's have them call in. Psoriasis.
They're going to have dry skin. They're going to be
sexually transmitted disease.
They're going to have diseases.
I don't give a shit what it is.
Let Steven know that there might be some people that have things you might not be able to wipe off the table.
Let's do it.
All right. Awesome. All right. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.